Hermes writing sucks. And believe it or not, it's built into the platform. There is one default skill, and it runs at the end of everything you write and destroys it. And if you've been trying to write emails, maybe sales emails, sales pages, sales response as a freelancer, maybe as a business owner, you will feel it. Over the past 2 months, I have created 53 skills with Hermes and tested them on my other mature YouTube channel. Results: Hermes writing, and especially copywriting skill, writing in order to sell, these perform really badly. So let me show you today what I've done and what actually solved the issue, because that was really structural issue inside the platform. So at first, I tried to change the brain. When I say the brain, I mean the model picker that you see here. You can see you have Fable, Opus, all of that. And you can also have local models. I have the Quen 3.6. But it's really, I view that as the brain behind the agent. And of course, the brain that you choose should affect the writing style. But on top of that, you want to add additional skills. Make sense? So I tried all of them and it did not work. The writing continued to suck real bad. So I thought it probably has to do with the skill, right? You have to create a new skill that helps the agent write better. So I built a solid copywriting skill. I looked for the best books on copywriting and I trained the agent on those skills. But even then, it performed even worse, and I had no idea why that would be the case. So this is the main issue, that no matter which skill on which brain I used, continued to cause problem in writing, and you need to cancel that immediately. So this is the agent, and this is the default profile, and that's how you receive Hermes out of the box. And this was the main thing that really prevented my agent from succeeding. So when you go to the skills, you see the humanizer. Look at the humanizer skill. Humanize text strips, AI-isms, and add real voice. So that sounds great, right? It's gonna solve all of our problems. So the humanizer skill makes sure that even if you create a delint skill and removes all the AI traces, the humanizer still run at the end. Quick one about delinting, because I'm going to use that word a lot. It basically means stripping the AI fingerprints out of your text after the agent's been through it. And here is the reason why you should care. Because ideally you would write something first. You're going to be creative. You're going to bring yourself into the text. And then you let the AI improve it. But because the AI leaves traces, fingerprints, and residues, these can tell the audience, that the reader, that you used AI, and probably the audience is going to think that it's even not you. And then the audience is going to assume that everything was written by AI and it's an AI slop, even the part that you wrote yourself. And look at what it does. The humanizer is really a third-party bundle skill. And it's important to Hermes as a default skill. And based on Wikipedia genetic signs of AI writing, which is pretty weak, then it rewrites everything that you basically wrote with the initial skills. At first, I thought it was a redundant skill, so I left it alone. But actually, it's worse than redundant. And there are two reasons why this is the case. The first one is the trigger says load this when the user asks to delint the text. So when you actually ask the AI to write or delint, which you should, by the way, then it could load the generic third-party skill instead of running your own delint. So it's going to take over the writing skills. And if you actually look at the examples of the skills, it contains M dash. So actually, the delint skill itself contains these AI traces, which you try to avoid. It's no matter what skill you try to apply over your Hermes writing skills, it's going to load at the end, it's going to overwrite what you're doing. So you have to remove this skill. So what do you do? When you go to skills and tools, first you want to untoggle the skill, the humanizer. Here, see, it's untoggled. Now it's on, now it's off. But in my main agent, I literally removed the skill completely. So you can actually use a cloud code from outside of the Hermes platform to inspect your Hermes and retire the skill completely. As you have seen, this skill is very infectious and requires quarantine. And a general tip about orchestrating Hermes is using a cloud code outside of the platform to actually control and configure the platform itself. Why do I orchestrate Hermes from outside instead of from inside it? Because the agent cannot be its own operator. It needs a super intelligence from the outside with perspective that isn't tied to work. Make sense? I prefer Fable in that case. You can actually get it on Pro, but Opus is also okay, and that could help you to look after the skills, make sure that the agent improves the skills properly after it makes a mistake, after you tells it to change something about the skill, so it can actually go and see what the agent is done, and also to make sure that all the skills do not have any conflict between them, or nothing really is being destroyed by some skill like we have seen with Humanizer. Once you remove this skill, you can actually create your own from scratch. What you want to do is actually create a script, and behind the scenes you have many rules. So for example, these are like my main rules I want to avoid. You see how many of these we try to avoid? In addition, when I created the first skill, my filter was too polite. I already had a script that scans every AI draft, but I had limiting rules. For example, I said you can use this dash once. No, you should not use any of these AI fingerprints, because they're gonna destroy your writing. And also, if you write something small and you allow quotas of AI fingerprints, they're all gonna appear in your very small email, whatever. So you need to be very strict. See what makes you recognize the AI writing and change that. And also see how you communicate with your friends. See how they use words and apply that into the skill. But again, you have to remove the humanizer skill first. A few last tips to help you with your writing when you use AI. First one, when you use emails and DMs. In the past, a lot of the bots use a lot of emojis, so the AI removed them completely. So AI right now rarely uses emojis. So I think it's actually good right now to use like one emoji in a DM or in an email or a post, just to give it a non-AI feeling to it. Another thing you can do is add contraction. For example, thanks, you can add a contraction to that. AI never is going to use that. As you have seen, AI use a lot of those short sentences, so sometimes you can actually use a lengthy sentence to hide the idea behind it. I like sometimes including some those everyday fillers, like basically. You can actually add a basically or just. Those words that really don't add much, but they really hide the idea that you use AI for writing. I hope this was helpful. If you let me know if you want me to share the script I created with Cloud Code based on that specifically to feed into Hermes. And this is a new channel. This is my second channel after the wellness one. If you like it, please subscribe. It's gonna let me know that this kind of content has audience.